Okay. Microphone and gameplay audio is being broadcast. So DaVinci, if you speak, it should share what you say as well.
Okay. Sharing party audio.
Yeah, I don't know if you've got it set up or not. Hold on.
Yeah, I do, but the last stream I did, I had to turn it off. Because
just say something.
My buddy.
Yeah, you
should.
Let's turn the volume up, it's about 20 seconds behind.
Alright, so I got my second landing on Mimus on the same mission now. I just got all this bouncy bounce shit. Alright. Deploy radiators.
I reverted back to VAB just to have a nosy. Well, because my ship fell apart, basically, for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I was focusing on my landing.
So I revert back to VAB to switch gimbal off on my engines as well. And instead of going through 32 engines one by one, I did it on one, it switched it off on all of them.
Oh, that's no good.
No, that's exactly what I wanted.
Oh.
The vectors give too much fucking gimbal, it's crazy. I've got a shitload of reaction wheels hidden in the central core of this.
Yeah.
Plus RCS.
Joseph, he doesn't like it when I hide things, like when I tweak like my SAS into you just can't do anything with it. Like, you could probably build a big old shelter, like what SpaceX is doing, but you can't do nothing in it. It's like, I got one, but I don't have the permits to use it.
Who'd even give you a permit for building on the moon?
Yeah.
Oh,
why is my ore not filling up? I'm not getting any ore.
Okay, I don't have enough. What's it? Fuck's it called?
So I landed on Mimus and I deployed my drills, but I'm not taking in any ore. My electric charge is going down.
The tank's full?
I'm not gaining no ore. Drills are mining, everything's going except the collection of ore. Ore rate is 0.18 a second. I'm at 125.00% load. Why is... I don't get it.
I'm having to turn gimbal on 8 very selective engines.
I think it's because I'm converting.
Are you converting as you're mining?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's the only explanation that I can explain. can start mining and converting at the same time to replenish my fuel tank, so I don't forget about converting them. So it's a good safety protocol that I have.
Safety. Put the course out on this one. Managing safety.
Yeah, because I mean, I got a hell of a punch list trying to fucking. That's why I'm not entering my ISRU and my station ship into this week's challenge. Because
your mics get
one,
lost in the sound of the thrust, lol.
you turn down your game audio.
I can. Hold on.
Yeah.
Have a look. Sound devices. Output to headphones. Oh, adjust microphone level. I can turn it up. Oh. Yeah. Settings. Master. Let's turn that bastard up.
Yeah.
I'll crank that shit all the way up to 10.
Yeah, I think I have mine down low to where I can.
want to turn it down, don't I?
Yeah.
Turned it all
Well,
the way
my master volume's down to 10. Spacecraft is 15. Everything's 15. Music's 15. Voices are 0. I don't care to hear about anything that Kerbal's got to say.
There's no voices anyway, apart from that when you're in the VA.
Yeah, that's the voices. But even then, even when you got multiple Kerbals in a cockpit, they
I've never heard that.
Yeah, you say? You get it down.
It sounds like a British guy with a monocle.
Get me out of this capsule with this bloody wanker.
What's the difference between cursor, radial, and simplified anyway? I've never known.
I don't know. I leave all that sophisticated shit alone.
Oh no, I can't hear a fucking thing now. My game's silent.
Well, I mean, are you trying to hear the throttle and live streaming?
No, I don't know. I can't hear anything. It's gone silent. Oh shit.
Andrew says, I'd like one English-speaking Kerbal representative, right?
It's racism. They're all green. There's no white men.
Right? I could imagine that going over to fucking PR really well.
It's like, what's her name? The community manager that's in the group now that white men feel underrepresented in this game.
We're a dying breed in Kerbal land.
Yeah.
Oh, while we're sitting over here, these blokes.
Oh, do I want to? Oh yeah, I need to kind of.
Man, I can't wait for KSP2 to come out. We could be doing this like simultaneously in the same fucking server.
But I could really piss you off by like refusing to warp or some shit.
Yeah.
No, bitch, you can do those xenon burns at 1 times speed. Oh,
right.
I've put my solar panels.
All right, about time. I'm starting to build up some ore. All right, 13,500 ore, and my ship holds 15,000 ore, with 66,000 oxidizer and like 50-something thousand liquid fuel.
If you end up, are you on about landing on Tyler as well?
I'm gonna try to go to every planet in one mission because I did all my flyby missions, and so now the only thing I gotta do is do all my manned visit missions. So with this awesome, sleek-looking ship that I have, and its capabilities of now holding ore, and it has 4 convertitrons on it, I can convert really fast. And then I got I got 8 radiators on there, 6 solar panels. That's not including the 3 radiator panels on my ISRU and 3 solar panels. So that's 9 solar panels. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 radiator panels.
Yeah.
Huh?
You said
So, I mean,
2468, and I was like, who do we appreciate?
yeah. But I mean, with my ISRU and my ship docked together, I mean, it has limitless capabilities between planets.
However, do you have the thrust to weight ratio to do a suicide burn on Tylo? Could this thing launch from Kerbin?
I don't know. I want to launch my ship from Kerbin because, I mean, it weighs like 650 tons, and it has three main cells on the ass. So I want to know. I'm gonna actually experiment with that and see if it'll get off. Because, I mean, granted, it has a lot of fuel, but its mass. I don't think the main cells are gonna get it up off the ground. I'm gonna have to put some boosters on it or something. But as an experiment, it's gonna be a waste of time and. But I mean, I'd probably get some good results on it.
Okay.
All right. So it takes a whole day time warp to get 13,500 ore. All right. Where is my ship? Oh yeah, I need to deorbit it a bit
Dude,
from 100,000 meters.
So on this I have Valentina and Bill. I've got Jeb on the space station. Oh, we've left Bob behind. Fuck Bob.
I want to leave a curb on every planet.
Oh, I think I'm in just about the right place to do my burn back to Kerbin.
That way, well, no, because I don't have an antenna and power source. I was gonna say I want to leave a Kerbal on every planet, so that way if I do a contract, I can just switch to the Kerbal and be like, all right, science. But it's pointless in a sandbox. So my ship moves easier now with these Vernon RCS thrusters. It's awesome. They just don't they don't move forward or backwards when docking.
I'm gonna end up in a fucking escape trajectory here, I think, if I'm not careful.
That would be bad.
Okay, which way am I going? Okay, so I'm going clockwise. Let's zoom right out. Come on, fucking focus on Kerbin.
Yeah, fuck them guys.
I've got no antenna to fuck all, so I'm going to fail the challenge for a station. Yeah, shit, I am as well.
I wonder who left.
TJ was having a look at the same time. And then obviously he must have gone to work or some important shit, so...
Yeah. You know TJ looks like Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut?
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he showed me a picture and I was like, you look like a Tim Dodd.
There's worse things to look like, I suppose.
You got the glasses, kind of a spherical head and the mustache and a light beard.
A spherical head. I should hope that's a description you give everybody.
I'm not too confident on that, but
His head's
we'll just go with
triangle, man.
Football head. That's great.
This thing's too heavy to spin at any decent rate of knots.
What you needed some of these Werner thrusters.
Andy says, "My head like a potato."
It's got curves like a pear.
What we're talking about? We're talking Maris Piper. That is the only breed of potato I know. Hold on, what's this thing now? Wow, is like, it's late.
It's late. Is it? It's only 5:30 here. Was it
11:30
like
here.
11:30? Yeah.
6 hours in.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a buddy over there in Essex, south end of the sea. Yeah, we used to play World of Tanks together all the time.
Fuck off! I've managed to get an accidental. Oh, you utter bastard! I've managed to get an accidental encounter with the Mun.
Hey, don't you hate that shit?
Fuck this bullshit. I'll deal with it.
Well, luckily, it's good to have a guidance system like that. Because if not, you wouldn't know. You blindly crash into the moon.
I
You'd be like, what the fuck? I was
when
far
I started
from
a
it.
career on breaking ground, I did the whole taking somebody. Oh shit! How close I'm actually going to get to the moon? That's what I need to worry about. I'm maybe going to collide with the moon.
Imagine doing a slingshot like 1,000 meters above the ground of the moon.
Yeah, that's when you time warp rapidly and hope that physics is ignored.
Yeah, but at 1,000 meters you can't because you're under 5,000 meters.
Yeah, but you know if you time warping at maximum speed, it ignores it.
Oh, okay.
I've managed to
so you crash and burn and you don't even see the fire.
I've managed to fire a rocket straight through the fucking core of the moon before. Just for shits and giggles. Radio out.
Andrew says he's watching us playing Final Fantasy VIII while he's playing Final Fantasy VIII. I ain't played Final Fantasy since I was like in fucking middle school. That was Final Fantasy VII. I think Final Fantasy VII was the best of the fantasy franchise games.
My target vessel has a periapsis of 100,000 meters. After my accidental moon encounter, I have a periapsis of 100,000 meters.
Damn. Yeah, I used to race the chocobos all the time in Final Fantasy.
That means absolutely fuck all to me. Oh, fuck you. Oh yeah, that is what I wanted to do. And he says, yeah, 7 will always be the best.
Oh yeah.
And now he said something else. Lol, haters gonna hate.
Yeah, fuck that Final Fantasy VIII. And 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
I don't even know what genre you'd even call it. I've never even looked at it.
Scrolls was online. Oh well, they do have Elder Scrolls Online. I don't have
fucking dire online.
Is it?
All I was interested in was going to Skyrim, so I started as a Nord, and it starts you off on like the other side of the world, and then you have a stupidly high level to cross the bits to get to.
Damn.
That's the last game I bought for my Xbox One. It's absolutely fucking atrocious, the Xbox is.
Yeah, I can't wait. KSP. When is that supposed to make a release on console? Is it later this year?
Well, originally they said PC was going to be spring 2020, didn't they?
Yeah, it was supposed to release 2020 on all 3 devices.
Nah, console's going to be later. From what I read.
Fuck. Always later. You think consoles get the release first because they got a bigger memory than a computer?
Maybe. Maneuver.
One would think.
One would think. Sound like the fucking Queen.
You ain't telling me you're flying with the Queen, are you?
No, I don't.
I wanted to land here. Bitch, there's no tea there.
Tea. Now he says, right, I gotta hit the hay. Night, fellas. Yeah, night, Andy.
Night. Pop me a beer. We got...
Yeah, it's 25 to 12. I've got to be up early tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
No, I had to be up at 6:30 this morning because we're dropping the kids off at nursery for 7:30. Because they only go to nursery on the same day, one day each week, because it's 45 quid a day for my daughter. My son gets like 22 hours a week free, something like that, childcare. So, whereas my daughter, she don't get anything until she turns 3. So that's just in 2 years' time. So yeah, we just send her 1 day a week just because it did my lad's development wonders. So drop up at 6:30, kids at nursery for 7:30, go for breakfast, and then I went to my training course. Whereas tomorrow I can get up at like 8. Usually I've got like a half-hour commute to work. The place I've been sitting on the training course is 5 minutes drive from my house. Which
Not
is
bad.
nice.
Alright, I'm gonna get my nodes. I targeted my ISRU and I'm 4.6 degrees off my orbital inclination. So I'm gonna bring it to 0 and 90.
Just warp into my next minute. You know, if this thing doesn't dock, I'm gonna cry. I haven't checked if I've got the clearance.
Joseph, he said I smell a redesign coming.
What was that with mine?
He's talking about my ISRU and my my ship, because the amount, like, I did a rundown on the statistics of my oxidizer fuel and my ore capacity. Let's see. Let me see if I can go to it, and I'll read it off to you. I told him it's gonna take many trips with my ISRU to fill up fuel and ore onto my ship. 15,000 ore storage, 66,000 oxidizer, 54,000 liquid fuel for my ship alone, and 13.5 ore storage for my ISRU, 8,300 oxidizer, 6,800 for the liquid fuel for my ISRU. He said, I smell a redesign coming along. I mean, I could put 3 extra tanks on my ISRU, and that would bring it up to like maybe damn near 20,000 ore capacity.
Jesus.
Which, I mean, I could do, but it's gonna make my ISRU a little bit taller. Unless I shrink it down and tweak it, but I don't want to have to redo this whole mission over again. I mean, I don't know how many times I've had to refurbish my ship or my ISRU. Oh, it's been dreadful. And now I got, like, the last little refurbishment was putting, was it 10 ore tanks on my ship.
Jeez.
And that gives me the 15,000 ore storage for my ship. Alright, so my periapsis and apoapsis is at 50,000 meters from the surface of Mimas at a 0.0
feet.
Yeah. So my orbital inclination's at 0.0, so it's all on 90 degrees. So whenever I launch my ISRU for the second time from Mimas, all I have to do is just get on a 90-degree heading, and then bam, I'll be able to. I don't have to do no inclination changes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, it's still at 91, 92 degrees. So whenever I take off, I just got to hit a 92-degree launch. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's not purely 90 degrees, but 2 degrees off. I can work with that instead of fucking 97 degrees off. Or 7 degrees off, I mean. Alright. switch to.
I was just staring at my phone. Completely forgot that I was online and everything.
Yeah, I get mixed up too. Get on Facebook. I'm in flight and I'm on Facebook shit posting or whatever.
Ah, fuck.
Alright, come on, drills. Alright. Now we take off.
Shit, I thought I'd managed to fly past my maneuver node then. It's just going to be 5.5 minutes to burn. That's got to be bullshit. Oh, no, it's not. That's got to be bullshit. I've got all these engines.
My ISRU is so full right now. It's hard to fucking.
That's why it's taking so bastard long. Because I've run out of fuel.
Oh, don't do that, you fuck. God, I hate when it sticks.
I've lost all my fucking... Fuck you.
You and me both.
I've got booms. So what have I got left of my lander? Fuck all. Oh, no. Oh, I haven't quick saved at all to any of this. Oh, and now I've got wobble. Look at the fucking rockets. Why are they wobbling? This is the very definition of a fucking Kraken attack.
A ninja Kraken.
I have 3. Oh, fuck you.
You waker.
I have 2 solar panels left.
2.8 degrees off.
Look at this. Are you watching the stream? Look at all the bits just flying away.
I am.
That's a fucking big debris field. Oh, you bastard.
A big debris field. How about 72 relay satellites? It looks like fucking Starlink. All you see is a string of purple squares going across the sky.
You see, now this says it only has 2736 meters per second. I've dealt with it.
Because you lost the boosters.
I did, but if you... What the fuck's going on here? How many engines have I got on the bottom of this? Have I got any engines left on my lander?
No.
No. So,
but you do have the 4.
Where's the 5th fucker?
I smell a revert.
You're fucking joking.
It doesn't look like it's joking.
So, what was wobbling? It would only wobble when the wolfhounds burnt, which is the second stage. So I'm going to guess I'm going to have to...
Auto strut.
Well, I usually auto strut engines to root though.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to physically strut the tanks to the...
See, I auto strut all the big stuff because it's the big stuff that makes the wobble.
But I just think the fucking huge dumb boosters, there wasn't a problem with that, man. I need to revert to...
You still gotta auto strut those. Like your couplers, your radial couplers, you wanna fucking auto strut too. Because when you got a lot of weight to it and you're thrusting that weight.
Yeah.
And if they're not strutted, then it kind of fucks everything up.
Oh, that's bright. Right, so my wolfhounds are not strutted. Bitch. That's strut to root. That's not strutted to fuck all. Oh, my mouse is lagging in the VAB. It's never a good sign.
Yeah, Joseph says he already has a rough design of something. He probably has a rough design of these nuts.
I'm sure it's got plenty of side rocket boosts on
it. Right.
Ooh,
Oh,
you're such a bitch.
I wonder if he's watching this stream.
No, there's you and...
Yeah, it's just me.
Has somebody gone off? Are you the only one?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
Okay.
Shite.
Strut these bastards. We see, I've got a sneaky feeling that I didn't actually need to put all them extra fuel tanks on, because you know it said my Delta V at the minute is 4,120. Once I launch, it says I've got about 12,000, and that's because of the nukes. So I'm wondering if I've put all these Mark 1 fuel tanks all the way up the side to boost my Delta V. I don't think I need them at all. So I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, me and Joseph do that all the time. You can hear me and him just thinking out loud between each other. And when we get each other in a party, we're just, oh, yeah, that might help. And what are you talking about? Well, you're thinking out loud. I'm just trying to help you out with the thought.
Yeah.
And then he goes in the console group like, you stole my part. Well, you shouldn't have thought out loud.
It's your own fault, bitch.
Right? And then you want to put me on blast, motherfucker. Oh, that guy is so funny. And then the friendly rivalry that we have in the console group, it's just so funny. I know it sounds extreme and people are like, whoa, these two guys. But me and him, we're just sitting back laughing at the comments of each other. It's so funny.
I didn't realise you like stream together every day. Well, you know what I mean? This sort of thing.
Yeah, sometimes I'll stream and then we'll be in a party chat and I'll have him, Freddie, my buddy John, he's also in the KSP console group as well. And the three of us or the four of us, we'll just sit here and just fucking play KSP together. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's been a pleasure to be part of that community.
And Joseph's been wanting to add more people, and it's like, dude, I mean, you get more than 4 people, and we're all trying to, talk to each other. It's gonna be hell when there's like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Everybody's throwing ideas all at once, and then on top of it, we're all playing, like Freddie, Joseph, myself. We'll get into Battlefield 5. And we'll have someone else just playing another game. It's like, dude, shut up. We're trying to give out fucking coordinates and help our squad out. Go somewhere with your little Smurf shit or whatever.
Smurf.
But yeah, it's awesome. It just makes you want KSP2 more when you're playing KSP2 by yourself, but you're in a party chat with other people. And it's like, man, I could put these ideas out there and just fly by your ship and you wouldn't know what the fuck's going on. How put a big old battering ram on the front of my ship and just blow yours apart and keep going. You won't even know I targeted you and I'm fucking flying right to you. It's funny.
You just know he'd cry, wouldn't you, though? Joseph will cry if you blew his ship up.
Oh, he would too, but he would think it's funny as shit if he did it.
Yeah.
That dude, he could be so one-sided sometimes, but I mean, it's funny though. It's funny when he gets butthurt, like the whole fucking nose cone hinge docking port thing, like I did, and it didn't even work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it off, and I was like, dude, you pretty much bitched for nothing. And
And he
he
backed
dropped out
out of
of
the
the
challenge,
challenge.
didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped out of the challenge for nothing, and he's all talking about, oh yeah, my ship's better, and da 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 da. Well, who's still doing the challenge? And the
Mm.
part that you bitched about isn't even working for me.
Because it was a shit idea.
You know, so imagine how your rocket is, and I'm not using that part, but yet you're bragging about your parts, but yet it won't even work on mine. John, he's all like, yeah, he gets his shit manufactured in India. He's paying India to build his rockets. It's so
I've
funny.
decided I put some burners on.
All right, damn, I'm doing my second docking within 6 days from launch. Yeah, I traveled from the moon, did an orbit around Kerbin, and then stretched it to Memphis, landed on Memphis, docked, landed on Memphis, and I'm docking again, all within 6 days. That's pretty beastly. I mean, in a short amount of time, that's pretty decent.
Mm.
All right, so it's behind me. All right, there it is. 6.6 kilometers away. And we'll be getting to 5 point something kilometers away.
That'll do. Oh yeah,
Change point.
I can add a antenna to it now. I'm back in the VAB.
Yeah,
As soon as I forgot.
good.
Silver linings and all that shit. Communication. Just don't let me put anything on the fucking side of it. Piece of shit. Okay. Remind me to do a fucking quick save once I'm in orbit. Oh.
Dale, don't forget to do a quick save after you orbit.
Exactly like my fucking missus there.
Oh, shit. Man, it sucks I can't have my docking procedure in map mode.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
Oh, somebody's asking on the console group. Is it possible to use any of these mods I see PC players using on an Xbox? No.
Well, you might be able to if you'd have to do a little bit of coding, I'm sure, to fucking save the mods onto a USB thumb drive, change over to platform coding, and then plug the thumb drive into your PlayStation.
I'll let you explain that to him.
That was just a hypothesis.
Lol.
And it's not a feasible answer. I'm just
If you
guessing
just
because I
rewrite
mean,
the laws of physics, then yes, you can do it.
yeah. Why is it making me radial in 3.0, 2.9, 2.76, 5, 3.2,
Oh, for fuck's sake,
1.9,
control for the bastard plates again.
0.5. Alright, I can deal with that. Shit. I'm trying to align my nodes right now, my retro node to my anti-target node. I'm doing 4.3 meters a second right now to my target.
Tip over, you cowbag.
Alright, now I need to go to my target node and burn some speed to that. Oh, what my old lady saying? Would you please check the front porch for a package? I have a package that was delivered yesterday. I will open it when I come. Okay, whatever. Sure. I'll be right back.
Alright.
I wonder what's in that package.
It's not for you.
That's what she said. Well, if that's the case, then I don't want to open it.
Oh, we're going for some reverse psychology.
Yeah. I should ask her if she wants me to open it.
No, all you have to say is, you did want me to open it, right?
Yeah.
It'd be something really not worth getting in trouble for.
But it doesn't hurt to ask, so
Yeah.
I asked. Cool. My little brother got his 5-in-1 extruder for his 3D printer, so hopefully the quality will make a huge improvement.
Wow, what's he printing?
Huh?
What's he printing?
All kinds of stuff. He's making my kindred some 3D printed cup coasters, some Nordic cup coasters.
Yeah.
I'm doing a bed leveling mode, so it will be truly level.
You'll like this.
That'd be awesome.
The other day, I'm in some politics groups on Facebook, and somebody shared a link or screenshots of. It's not been a leaked document or anything. It's available on the internet to the Metropolitan Police, which is obviously London's police force. Metropolitan Police has prescribed terror groups, and it includes things like Extinction Rebellion, Al Qaeda, ISIS, blah blah blah. But then it was like there was a whole section on symbols and what have you, and there's so many fucking Nordic symbols in there that was to do with white supremacism.
Yeah, see, we're kind of getting fed up with that, and I get all kinds of white supremacists telling me, like I'm anti-heritage because our white color is becoming a minority and shit like that, and it's like, are you that dense? And they're like, you wouldn't fight for your people? I was like, this world is my people. We're all humans. We're all the same race. Just because we're different colors doesn't mean that the black person is a different race than us. You know what I'm saying? And they're just so fucking dense. It's like,
somebody posted in one of the groups earlier, so it was like Thunberg, loads and loads of different people that were all women, but who are naturally on the left of politics. And it's like, why are men so threatened by them? And I commented, I was like, couldn't give a shit about the fact they're a woman. It's the fact that their ideas are batshit crazy. That's my problem with them. It's nothing to do with their gender. It's their opinions.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the problem. Unfortunately, you tend to find that the whole identity politics thing is actually one of the biggest causes of racism, because you can legitimately criticise somebody who is of a black and minority ethnic background, or who is trans, or who is a woman, for argument's sake, and their line of defence is almost automatically, you're only going to go at him because you're having a go at her, she's a woman. And it's like, no, I'm having a go at them because they're chatting shit. You know, it doesn't make me a bully or a transphobe or whatever. They just, does my head in.
But yeah, these fucking white supremacists, man, it's like, why are you trying to fucking convert me? And they're like, you should join the fight. And I was like, it's not my fight. You're making this fight a fight. Y'all are being stupid. Y'all want to say that y'all are Odinists and everything else, and y'all follow the old ways. Well, it's not. Y'all are fucking antagonizing war and stupidity. And you're using my ancestors' symbols for some dumb shit. You know, I hate it, dude. I get them all the time. It's like 2 people a week, damn near, are white supremacists. They're just fucking stupid. They're idiots.
Yeah. Hold on. This is how incredibly British I am. I was thirsty. So I just had a swig of milk.
I do the same thing. Like, when I have nothing to drink, I'll drink it out of the fucking jug.
Yeah, that's what I did. It's the 6 pint full fat. I don't know what the fuck you call it over there. You're weird.
Whole milk.
When you came to Florida, 18 months ago, whatever it was, we went to the shop to buy some milk for my son to have a bottle before he went to sleep. And your red milk is the full fat, and your blue milk is
the whole milk,
low fat.
Yeah,
that's the complete opposite to it. Over here, red is skimmed, which is like less than 1% fat, which means it's like had everything. It's literally white water. And then you have blue, which is the full fat or whole milk, and it's like it's your fortified milk as well and shit. I just want fucking milk.
my girlfriend drinks the 1% or 2% milk, and I'm like, what? It's like 2% milk, and the rest of it's fucking water.
Yeah.
I drink the whole milk, but I use it for my coffee. But when I have nothing else to drink out of it, I'll periodically take a couple swigs out of it from the jug.
Oh, sorry. It's like my first bottle call. I've got some cider under the stairs, but it's not cold enough.
Yeah.
So, right, I'm going for a fag because I'm pissed off with this. Sorry, for those American listeners, I'm going for a cigarette.
I'm gonna go chase a fag.
I said that we went to a karaoke bar somewhere in Orlando. It's like, I'm just going for a fag, and there's like all these Yanks turn around and say, "You're going for a what?" And I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, sorry, I'm going for a cigarette." "Oh, you can smoke inside. We thought you went outside to chase a gay man." It's like, no. I'm gonna go and smoke
Oh,
a
this
fag.
is funny.
See, smoking a fag to me means having a cigarette. You know, as it can mean
Yeah. Well, I mean,
sucking off a
Americans are
gay
so
man.
fucking
Or
dense.
smoke also does mean shoot or kill, does it not?
A
So
lot
smoke a
of
fag might mean
Americans are
going to shoot a gay
dense.
man.
Yeah, a lot of Americans are dense.
See, Florida wasn't too
They,
bad because they know tourists. You know, they know British. You know.
yeah.
Right. I'm going to smoke my cigarette. I'm not going out into the front of my house with my headphones on. I'll see
I
you.
do it. Like when I was living in Texas, I'd be playing PlayStation and shooting the shit with Freddie and Joseph. I'd go outside in the front door and fucking smoke a cigarette out there, and people walking by like, "Who are you talking to?" Headphones. Oh, yeah. Come on, stop doing this shit. My fucking ISRU looks like a fucking Y-wing fighter from Star Wars. All right. Alright, 160 meters away at 3 meters a second. Alright. And separation is 0.1 kilometers. Relative speed 2.8 meters a second in 5 minutes. Right, whatever. Drank about 2 beers in that 5 minutes. Meow meow. What are you doing, princess? Can't reply. Can't reply.
Okay, I'm back. Do you like the picture?
Yeah. You see that one of Putin?
No.
It's where, okay, there was I guess a conference going on, and there was a Japanese reporter, journalist, and he was questioning Putin about the next world war and the alliances between Russia and Japan, questioning the alliances between Russia and China, North Korea and the United States, and all this stuff. I'm like, damn, it's like taking this motherfucker 5 years for one question. And so Putin, he starts answering the questions, and I guess he uses his middle finger to describe something, which was the missile defense system. And that's when he says, but it's not an offensive system, and the middle finger's up. like he's saying, fuck you, it's not a offensive system. It's great.
I've got a cat that's in fucking heat as well.
Yeah, my cat's pregnant. She's starting to swell up. Her nipples are starting to get longer, and she's starting to like her belly rubbed. Before she got pregnant, you couldn't touch her belly, but now she's just all like spread eagle and shit on the floor, and she's like, "Rab me, rab me."
Oh no, I can't just keep walking around sticking her arse in the fucking air. Right, so where is it that I've have I gone 100,000, 200,000?
Alright, so my separation would be 0.0 kilometers in the next 5.5 minutes. So I'll just start drinking and fixing my prograde node on my target node every now and then. Damn it. God, I can't wait to get this whole deal done. It's gonna suck when I go to Duna, because I'm gonna have to do the same thing. It's gonna be all these trips back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What I should do is put on like 6 more of these tanks, these ore tanks, and shrink them down to where only 3 show, but they'll be, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, that'd be 15 tanks all together on my ISRU if I do that. Can you imagine 15 ore tanks? And I've not tested my ISRU in an atmospheric body yet. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to take off from Duna on an empty load. I'm thinking about launching an ISRU from the moon and re-enter the atmosphere of Kerbin, do some mining, refill my tanks, and try to take off from Kerbin to do like a test, Be like a
Let's see
control
what happens.
test. It's a bit chilly tonight. I bet in your skies, the Orion's belt would be in the western part of the sky.
I'll be honest, I don't know which is north, east, south, and west.
Well, the sun rises east, sets in the west.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Well, for being a master astrophysicist in KSP,
You disappointed in me.
yeah, it's a little disappointing. Oh, that's funny.
Terribly sorry.
I know not to take directions from you.
I know left and right. My wife doesn't know the difference between left and right. Sometimes she forgets.
You should ask her if she knows her compass directions, north, east, south, and west. It's gonna be sad. Your wife knows east and west, and you don't. Oh man.
I've been teaching my boy left and right since as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So that he's like, right, where's mummy? And then we're like shopping, and I'll be like, right. So we get here, and then we turn left, and then it'll go this left. I'm like, no, we go left.
Your other left.
Okay, I'm now going to do a quick save. Because I'm in orbit.
If I have a kid, I want to teach him like water boy. He gets in arguments every day. Daddy said, alligator got all them teeth and no toothbrush. No, son, it's his medulla oblongata. Daddy said. Oh, that'd be great. The boy would come home. A teacher said this, and all I could do is just laugh.
Yeah.
Daddy, what's so funny? I've been teaching you everything wrong. You're a millennial, son. You're wrong in every aspect.
What do you even call them that? So they're not millennials, are they? I mean,
well, it's not when it's the time of generation that they're born and the years, not the time that they're born. I mean, so I think me being born in '85, I'm a millennial.
yeah, we're millennials. We're like the
Yeah.
oldest millennials.
Yeah, and if I had a kid, say 10 years ago, he'd be 10 years old, he'd still be considered a millennial
Yeah.
because of the decade that he was born in. But I don't know what this next generation is called.
Snowflake generation.
Yeah. Bunch of fucking Democratic liberals. Guns are bad because they kill people. You're about as retarded as a grain of sand.
Oh, we had a fucking, on my training course today, the guy taking it is 58. And when he retired, for his 60th birthday, he's doing Route 66. He was about finishing in Vegas and blah, blah, blah. And he says, he's been to America before. And when he was out there, they were talking about, he was looking for a flash gun or something for his camera. And then he's like, oh, we've got flashier guns than that. And then take him to a different part of the store. And there's AK-47s and all sorts on the wall. And I was like, can I say, there would not have been AK-47s on the wall. And it's like, yeah, there was. No, it's illegal to sell automatic guns in America. Well, no, it's not, because they use the AR-15s in school shootings. I was like, that's a semi-automatic rifle. It's a single shot. Like,
see, I could see if someone has a bunch of, I could see someone having a bunch of, hunting rifles on their wall. But, I mean, all this propaganda with, like, all these semi-automatic, well, I mean, what's the use for that shit? I mean, I'm not anti-gun one bit. I mean, I want to get some hunting rifles and maybe some sidearms, some pistols. But when you get something that shoots off 25 rounds consecutively, what purpose do you have for that? I mean, you're not going bear hunting. And we don't have a big threat of people. It's not an apocalyptic world yet.
No.
What's the use? I mean, these people got these firearms for like 20 plus years. What do you like? I don't get it really, but whatever, man.
Hmm.
All right, so 1 meter a second, 270 meters away. I hope this docking goes as good as the first docking. And let's see. I could be at 30,000 oxidizer, 26,000 liquid fuel after this docking. I still won't be able to make it to Duna. So I'm gonna have to do a couple more runs. Alright, so everything's lined up. 250 meters away. Let's time warp a bit. 246, 230, 220, 190, 70, 60, 50, 40. Everything's still good.
Why the fuck isn't it focusing on Kirby?
I think I'm gonna do that ISRU test to Kerbin after I do this docking. That way I know it'll hold up some aerodynamic pressures and shit before I go there. And I know I could take off from Kerbin, because if I could take off from Kerbin on an empty payload cargo, then I could take off from Duna. I don't have to worry about Eve because I have already gotten the flyby of Gilly and Eve and landed on Eve back to Kerbin. So I don't have to worry about visiting
Have you done the return
Eve.
to Kirby from Eve?
Yeah. Yeah, it was it was very nerve-wracking. I had to send up a like the capture modules that I normally build that are remote or AI basically, um, that has a structural girder, half a box or whatever. That way I can capture the capsule and
Yeah.
fly it retro to Kerbin. And that's how I got my Eve lander to land at Kerbin, because I ran out of fuel at a high altitude of Kerbin. So I had to basically do a semi-rescue mission and retro the capsule to Kerbin, and switched vehicles, got the separation from the rescue module and the capsule. The capture module burned up in the atmosphere and blew up, and the command module made a safe trip back to the surface.
Yeah.
So that's how I was able to do that.
Let's do save.
All right, 8 meters away. Slow it down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
My camera will
2,
not fucking target
1.
Kirby. It's driving me mad.
3.5 meters away. 3, 3. 3, 2. Come on. Everything's lined up good. Do we have a docking?
Nominal.
Yep, and we have a docking. So second successful docking. Awesome. That is great. Because the last few days that I've been trying to dock, like I said, it was like two magnets repelling each other. And the last couple times I would try to dock and I barely touched it at like 0.5 meters a second, and the docking port on the ship would just detach itself and go flying in space. Like, what the fuck? Alright, now let's transfer all this shite over. Probably got about another 3 more runs with my ISRU and Mimus. It's gonna be dreadful. I'm gonna do what you were talking about. Pull up all these fucking tanks and pin them. And then just start. Damn, my ship's already starting to convert shit, which is awesome.
Please don't wobble yourself to death. Piece of shit.
So I can only have 4 tabs on my screen.
Oh, maybe it's 4 at most then.
So yeah, with the 3 holding tanks and 1 from my ISRU, I can simultaneously fill all 3 of those tanks up.
I'm sure I set this up for... Yeah. I've got 7,764 meters per second of delta V for my main core. It should be enough to get me out to Eeloo.
Oh. Shit looks nice.
What, at the minute?
You retro burning?
Yeah. My big dumb boosters are empty now, so I'm down to the 4 Wolfhounds here. Are these a reasonably new engine, the Wolfhound? Oh mate, this burn is fucking crazy length. So...
Yeah, I know. It looks like it's 2/3 or a third longer than my ship. But with my ISRU, we're probably at the same length.
Bear in mind, I've got to attach this to my station yet as well. Still want way advice folks on Kirby. Oh shit, I've gone too far. Fucking cat.
So yeah, my ship is converting fuel, I think. Or is it? Yeah, it's converting fuel while I'm taking ore off my ISRU and loading it onto my ship. So I'm basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So I really didn't need the ore tanks on my ship, but I'm only doing that for backup and a safe deal in case I get caught up in a transfer and I can't retro in a transfer. So I'll have extra ore to transfer and or convert for my transfer. My electric charge is down because of the conversion and extracting the ore from my ISRU to my ship.
Fuck's sake, I hate it when I've got physics warps enabled and I forget. This might take a while till I get an encounter.
Them 3 tanks are full. Might as well just hang out in orbit and just let my ship convert. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start until my fuel tanks are full on my ship, and then I'll start loading ore onto my ship. So I guess it's safe to say I could hide all this shit and let the ship do its thing by converting from my ISRU. So that way I don't have to manually transfer it until my ship's fuel is full. Alright, so let's go to Space Center. Fucking Budweiser's nasty. My girl, she didn't even ask me what kind of beer. She just blindly went and got fucking Budweiser. Whatever. Alright. ISRU. I gotta mine this shit off the launch pad and then launch it to Kerbin, do a re-entry parachute test before you even think about going to Duna.
To work here, mate. I think I want to get this confidence today.
It's all trial and error.
No, I was hoping to get it done tonight. Well, this is my 3rd attempt, isn't it? This is getting the bastard into the sky.
How many attempts I had on my my ISRU and Starship. That's why I wasn't able to make this week's challenge.
Yeah.
Joseph gave me the idea of doing both challenges in one challenge. And then, yeah.
That's what I've tried, but none of it's reconfigurable.
But
oh, look at that separation. Oh, yeah. Baby, I ain't even had to tweak fuck all.
See, I don't do all that precise node stuff. I just go into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't use those navigational nodes like how you got it right there. I just go. And if I get an insertion into a planetary body, then I got it. But I'm getting to the point where I know where to do my transfer.
Surely, mate, look at that. Look at my target point at intersection 2.
Yeah.
It's just crept back up again. 0 kilometer separation, I can get like that. That'll do. I can tweak it later. My burn isn't for an hour and 47 minutes.
Damn.
You see what I mean? I haven't got any. This is just on SAS. This is just for the wheels. Because inside here. So zoom in. So I used to do on all my rockets. It's just a
damn
tank. Hold on. Yeah. Look.
Just wow.
That is batteries and reaction wheels.
Yeah, Joseph, he doesn't really tuck stuff in like that, and he wonders why his rockets are so lengthy and kind of unstable. Like, dude,
When I took
some of
them
this.
in like that, I built stacks of reaction control wheels so that I haven't got parts above and below. So when you've got parts above and below, that's when you get problems.
Yeah. He's like, all that shit's cheating. Then why are they given an option to use? It's like the convertitron. You don't see the convertitron on my ISRU.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna have to flip back to tracking station. This is too slow.
Oh damn, I don't have an engineer on board. Oh, it's gonna take forever. Revert.
How long have you been playing though to do a revert?
No, I just started. You remember I was saying that I was gonna test my ISRU for re-entry and landing and takeoff on Kerbin? Yeah, that's because I already did my docking with my primary ISRU to my station, my ship.
Yeah.
So right now I got to go to the astronaut complex and get an engineer to put on board to this ISRU, my secondary test ISRU. So I can leave. I'm gonna do some mining off the launch pad of the moon, and take it to Kerbin, and land on Kerbin. See how well that all works out for me.
Oh,
all right.
What do I want to be?
Because with an engineer, it only takes me a day's worth of sunlight to extract ore from my ISRU.
Yeah.
Now, if it take me months to get 13,000 ore.
Yeah. Oh, that's better. I had a bogey stuck that I couldn't pick. Or a bugger, as you probably call it.
A slime wad.
See, we also call them tractor flaps over here, which are the ones that, you know, like on the top of a tractor's exhaust, there's a flap on a hinge that opens up when the exhaust gas is coming out, but then it drops down so you don't get rain in it. Or
the water flap.
You know, or you get a tractor flap bogey that's stuck on the inside of your nostril that flaps up and down when you breathe in and out.
Yep. Wake up in the morning, go outside and smoke a cigarette and drink my coffee. I'll go blow my nose and there's a little booger right there. Motherfucker. And I cut my nails, so I can't literally pick my nose and get it, so I have to constantly blow my nose. Ribbit. Alright,
like it says, burn time 0.7 seconds. Why don't you get a little bit more precise?
Yeah. But we're going to give you a rating up to the thousands. Okay. I'm glad mining into the launch pad on the moon, it doesn't destroy the fucking launch pad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I need this concrete for ore. Don't mind me. Kaboom! Yeah, we mined a lot.
Shit.
But yeah, whenever I do my orbital trajectories, I just go off the numbers. I don't use the node editor or whatever it is.
I'd use the node editor to get me somewhere near, but not tweaking
Yeah.
wise. Hold on, why
But
is that gone?
I can get into a range of like 0.2 kilometers away.
No, they
Except
just
when it
shot me.
comes to long distance travel, like going from the Kerbin system to Duna, then I'm getting into a range of like say 32, was it 32 million meters to 75 million meters, just so I can get, a planetary insertion. All right, marry me, Kerman. Hurry the fuck up. We got to do this test. Alright, so let's wait till daylight, recharge our batteries, and it'll be liftoff time.
Right, I have 241 parts on this vessel, and I think my space station's about 300 as well.
Damn.
Can't remember. We'll find out soon anyway. I bet I'm going to have to do the revert to tracking station thing because of the, where it shits its pants and your target vessel suddenly starts accelerating away from you.
Yeah. So, as a confirmation, the engineer is who fixes the parachutes, right?
Yeah, repacks them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So, we are taking off from the moon for Kerbin. Do this re-entry test, parachute test. I need to see if fucking, what is it, 1632. That's 44 parachutes I have on my ISRU. And I have 914 Delta V with a full load capacity of ore. So I might have to use up that ore and convert it into fuel a couple times for my Kerbin entry. My Kerbin test. Yeah, it's a lot of weight with 13,000 ore. I mean, if I can get off a Kerbin and get it orbit in a single launch as a SSTO, dude. on an empty payload too. Because I'm gonna mine some ore to refuel my tanks. Empty the rest of the ore, so I'm empty on my ore tanks, and then take off from Kerbin. If I'm able to do that. Empty the tanks before re-entry, so that way I don't have that much weight when I'm entering the atmosphere of Kerbin.
So, it looks like we have... I'm in the vicinity of the vessel. Ah, there it is. Look. You fucking beauty.
Wow, that's pretty close.
300 meters.
You know, in that movie Interstellar,
Yeah.
I was thinking about making that ring into my ISRU and have it where I could put my ring in orbit and then put my station and dock it in the middle of the ring. And whenever I come to a planetary mass, then I can undock, throttle the ring up, and then land it horizontally.
Oh, it's a bit laggy now. Oh, yeah, it's very laggy.
See, like I learned. You remember what was it? I guess it was the space station that I built that I deorbited. I
Yeah.
used my wireless mouse, and plugged it into my PlayStation,
Mm,
and it made controlling the cursor a lot easier using that mouse cursor.
I can imagine.
It makes it a hell of a lot easier because that joystick, it skips all over the screen,
Yeah.
and you can't get any precise clicking. Like if you want to click on your prograde, you're skipping all over it but your fucking prograde
Oh, that's what that menu is
tab.
for. That menu.
Well, that's true, but I don't know the button work by verbatim with that. So I'm
I
still
just
learning a
hold
lot
L1 and
about
triangle. What is it with all the fucking Delta V buttons as well up the right hand side?
R1 and triangle. Okay, there
L1
you
and
go.
triangle.
L1. Yeah, I got it now. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that. Um, what was it? Um, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna need every bit of that time for my apoapsis so I can convert all this ore. There are 100,000 meters. That gives me 16 and a half minutes of cruising. So that gives me a lot of time to convert all this ore. All right, 101 to 105. All right. Now let's convert this shit. I need to convert my shit to.
Okay, where's my ship?
All right. All right, let's prograde on the far side of the moon for Kerbin. And I still got 7,000 ore out of 13.5 to convert. So I can make an entry to Kerbin. And I got 4 relay satellites outside of Mimesis' orbit, which are on opposing tundra orbits. So I don't need a polar orbit or an equatorial orbit, and I have 100% coverage around the Kerbin system.
Yeah.
And they're all at 60 million kilometers or meters to 65, and they're all opposite, but they're all equal in altitude.
This is going to be fun transporting this fucking lot all the way to Eeloo.
Yeah, it is. You got what, like a 13-year flight?
Yeah.
Most of it's all cruising. At least it ain't like some movies where, a lot of movies where they're like constant throttle flying through space.
Yeah, that annoys me.
It's like, you don't have to have throttle cruising, buddy. There's no need for it. Everywhere I look, there's a fucking triangle or square. It's like I'm in a spherical cage. Yeah, I don't know if these 4 wolfhounds are gonna lift this thing. I forgot to check the mass on it.
All found the shit atmosphere.
Alright, we're gonna check off at 1,000,000 meters. Oh, I guess not. Yeah. Alright. I guess that'll work. Fuck your influence of the moon. Damn it. Alright, whatever. So I got 4,400 ore left. Tanks are full. I might be able to re-enter Kerbin's atmosphere without having to dump anything off. I'm not going to power land. I got parachutes. Unless my parachutes are not adequate, then I'll just add more.
Fuck. At least I missed it. Oh,
Not
fuck
by
you.
Yeah, not by far. So you can get locked right in that ring.
It wouldn't drop out of time warp quick enough. And before I knew it, my ship had tried to penetrate the ring of the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's 1:05, 5:21. Oh, come on, bitch. Oh. Can't remember when I last saved.
Yeah, it's going.
Nearly. It's 5-1, yeah.
Alright, 3,000 ore out of 13,000. Not bad, not bad. Still a lot of weight for these parachutes. Oh, so you did save it. You save it when you get closer to it. That way you ain't got to revert so far back. Ba-da-da-bow. I forgot to tell you that.
My plan was to do that.
It slipped.
Where's the fucking station?
Way back there. Oh, that's a star. Look on your map, see how far it is.
No nearby objects to focus. Hold on. Oh, fuck you.
You might have to relaunch your damn.
Back
Or
here.
is it there in orbit? No, it's there in orbit. You're just not close enough to it.
No, quick save well back here. Oh well.
I wonder if I could land this thing at KSC. That'd be funny if I could. Just north of the Southern Desert landing launch facility. Yeah. And I'm not at so far away from that Tundra orbit facility. But I am lined up with Kerbal facility. Not by much, but yeah. Alright. Let's see if we can't get KSC in the light.
There she goes.
There she is. Oh, man, that thing is lagging. And you're shooting past it.
Yeah, I'll be right.
Now we'll do one more orbit.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm controlling it from the opposite end of the bastard ship, aren't I? Oh, I think I might have to call it a night. I'm fucked. Oh, enough of reverts and bullshit. One more go to get it docked. I'm gonna say, hey TJ, extend the deadline by 1 day.
Yeah, I done told him earlier today that I might not be able to make it in to this week's challenge. And then plus I added a convertitron onto my ISU, so that kind of disqualifies me from the challenge. Alright, so I don't have much ore left on this ISRU. About 900. I'm just going to go ahead and use it all up. $800, $750, $650, $550. That way I don't have no weight from my ore. It would just be fuel and ship. And then I might have to do a couple more rotations or orbits around Kerbin, so that way Kerbin's back in sunlight. But I think I might have it right in this orbit. 250, 200. Nope, it's gonna have to be one more orbit. And that'll put me in the afternoon time of landing.
What's your delta V calculator say?
2200.
What about your thrust to weight?
I don't know my weight.
No, it should tell you the thrust to weight ratio, or does it only tell you that in the VAB?
I didn't look, to be honest. You know what? Since it's nighttime at KSC, I'm gonna go to Space Center and let you tell you. And if this test goes all right, then I'll launch from Kerbin with a full tank of ore and see if I can't get into orbit, which I doubt. Come on, load up. Come on. All right. My weight is at 150 tons.
Mm-hmm.
So 150 tons, which is 160 parts. Delta V full tanks gives me about 2177 Delta V. But right here in the VAB, it tells me I have 1823.
Oh dear.
And that's with 4 Wolfhound. Let me see. I think they're Wolfhounds. No, skiffs. So I'm using 4 skiffs for my engines. Where the fuck is that calculator at? Let's see. Show all. Okay, so thrust to weight ratio is 0.65.
On Kerbin?
Yeah, on Kerbin.
You're not going to take off then.
My thrust is at 963 kilonewtons.
Well, your thrust to weight's 0.63, which means you're about to launch on Kerbin. It's got to be 1 or above.
How do you mean?
Oh, okay. Oh, excuse me. Just having a yawn, don't mind me.
So let's see, my burn time is 204 seconds. That's like...
So it says TWR just above. That number's got to be 1 or higher.
Oh. So even with an empty payload, I'm still not getting off of Kerbin.
No.
Well, maybe if I angle my trajectory just right and get enough horizontal speed with some vertical speed, I can...
No, not the thrust to weight ratio is your ability to lift off the ground.
Oh.
So like with an SSTO, yes, your thrust to weight ratio doesn't have to be 1. It just, you know what I mean? Because you can obviously launch sideways to gain speed.
Right. I'm going to try that. I'm going to load this up on the launch pad on Kerbin here. And see if I can
have to
get
change the engine.
Yeah. But then I'd have to... Well, I mean, it wouldn't be much to launch an upgraded engine ISRU to Mimis and just deorbit my current one into Mimis and just start loading up the new one. Because my ship is already in orbit of Mimis, so it wouldn't be hard to replace my ISRU from Memis.
Mm.
I'm just trying to think of what engine would I upgrade the skiffs with. Alright, let's
I'm not
try
sure.
this launch. Yeah, it's not even lifting. Yeah, it's not even lifting from Kerbin. Maybe when the tanks start getting empty.
Yeah.
So I'm at full throttle right now, and I'm still at 0 meters a second. Maybe if I put my landing gear down, it'd give it a little bit of a push. Oh, nope. Say bye-bye to the fucking landing gear. That's funny. So I've used about a 16th of my fuel and still on the launch pad. Let's see. Come on. So about an eighth now. Fuel used. There's a quarter. Still nowhere. Almost halfway to consuming my fuel. Half my fuel would be 4,600 oxygen. My liquid fuel would be at 3,400. I'm at 39 right now, so I'm damn near half of my oxygen in liquid fuel. Yep, there's half. Damn. This thing is just way too heavy. But at least I got the parachute test to look forward to.
Yeah.
Which is already in play in orbit around Kerbin. So if the parachutes are successful upon a nice soft landing, then all I have to do is just upgrade the engines and then launch from the moon, rendezvous with the ship, deorbit the original ISRU with the older skiff engines, burn that bitch up, and then yeah. Good thing I'm doing these tests after. My builds are just not easy. I make them complicating and hard as fuck. And I do no testing. I just go head first into these challenges like, maybe this will work.
Nobody knows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 0.2, 0.3, and I'm at under half, so I got about a little over a quarter of a tank left, and I'm at 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Damn. It's slow burning. I'm just gonna let it drop. So right now, I got 600 meters a second of delta V. That is very short of getting in orbit from Kerbin, when I need about 2,200 meters a second to orbit Kerbin at 70,000 meters.
Yeah.
Because it's roughly around 2,200 meters a second at 70,000 meters ap and periapsis to get a stable orbit. Luckily, I don't have a Kerbal knot on this bitch. Let's see, 34 meters a second at 600 meters. This is redunkless. 50 meters a second, 850 meters. I got like a 40-second of fuel left. 160 meters of delta V left.
What's your altitude?
1,500 meters. I'm at the first little tick on the altimeter. So it stopped at 81 meters a second, and I'm still going up. I'm at 2,500 meters, 25.6, 25.7. I might be, nope, not even. I'm at 2590 is how far it goes up with what I had left. All right, so revert back to vehicle assembly. So even if I had full tank, I might just put vector engines on it.
Yeah, it's a pretty fail-safe approach.
Yeah, but even with the 13,000 ore, which is quite a bit of weight, let me bring up that calculator and put it in retrospect to Duna. I'd be able to lift from Duna. Show all. So on Duna, the thrust to weight ratio gives me 2.68.
All right.
So I could lift off from Duna, but very slowly.
What's your thrust to weight on Duna?
2.68.
Oh, that's pretty decent.
Slow, pretty decently slow.
No, 2.68 is... that's some going, to be fair, for a thrust to weight ratio.
I mean, it gives me, my delta V gives me 2240 meters a second at an ISP of 326 seconds. My ultimate weight when I'm out of fuel is 74 tons. And it gives me 204 seconds of burn time, which is only like maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So,
you ready?
let's change up. Huh?
I'm docking.
So, let's try changing out. Let's change out these engines and put a vector engine in. So 4 vector engines. 2, 3. Alright. Let's check this delta V calculator. Show all. So thrust to weight ratio on Duna gives me 8.34 now with the vector engines. Now let's see about Kerbin. What does it give me on Kerbin? 2.35.
There's some serious fucking wobble here. Oh. Oh no, I've docked.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's kind of dark. Yep, you docked. So yeah,
I'm sure
I got.
it's SAS off because that is normally what fucks things up.
I'm gonna try to lift this thing off of these vector engines. Change launch site.
Holy fucking shit, it's docked.
It's awesome. It's a huge motherfucker. That is huge. You're talking about like 3 times longer than my own ship.
Just for shits and giggles, shall we spin our ring?
Yeah. Looks nice. I got a circle thingy going in the middle of my screen, but it looks nice. It's like YouTube's trying to load the video feed because you're lagging so much. Your frame rate's so low. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Alright. How in the fuck? Oh, yeah, that's right, because I didn't... Yeah, I need to stage this shit. Alright. So with the vector engines, 4 vector engines, it gives me a thrust to weight ratio of 2.35. So I'm gonna try to take off from Kerbin launch pad. Nice. Oh hell yeah. Now I'm just gonna go straight up and see how high I can get. Then my next test will be a full load capacity. See if I can take off like that. I'm already 10 seconds in doing 150 meters a second. I'm already at 1,000 meters, 11 seconds in.
Sure, see if it wants what it's like with SAS. Right, I'm saving it before anything else happens. Sure, see how many parts it is.
Damn, 15 seconds in, I'm already fucking max Q.
426 parts.
Doing 100 or 270 meters a second, I'm already in max Q 10 seconds later.
This is some interstellar shit, this, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so...
You guys, with the frame rate, you're going to have a long trip to Eeloo.
I'll be honest, I'm pleasantly surprised with the frame rate. I know it's not what have you, but I expected it to be significantly worse.
Well, then you should build that space station that I built. Oh, man. Come on, am I... Damn. So I'm halfway on my fuel, and I'm already at 5,300 meters, doing 310 meters a second.
Alright, okay, then smart ass. What's the... revert to tracking station. Yeah, I need to go to bed. It's 1.
Yeah.
I might take some screenshots and say, this is my ISRU in Kerbin orbit. I ran out of time. Please forgive me.
Yeah, I might take my pictures, and I mean, I ain't left Kerbin system, but I've been doing off and on landings, touch and goes, and load ups and resupplies from Memphis.
I'll be honest, I think that's the thing I'm probably the most proud of I've ever built in KSP. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Laggy as fuck like, but... Oh, fuck off.
So I might just do a parachute test at the top. I know I'm not going to be able to get enough speed to test re-entry and the full re-entry effect. But at least I could test the parachutes at a simulated height, altitude. Say 20,000 meters. Oh, there we go.
Right, stream well. Right, okay, that's it.